So welcome back, Drifters. We're back in the garage today working on the 67. Now, in the last episode, we did a whole bunch of measurements and basically a bunch of nerding around, and we discovered that, well, some of our numbers are kind of wonky, but today what we're doing is I wanted to work on the floor supports, but I ran into an issue, and let me show you what it is. So now, removing these things is pretty straightforward. The problem is they're attached by these subframe connectors, which go under the car. This wouldn't normally be an issue, except for they're attached to the leaf springs and the rear differential. So usually that's not a really big deal, but I'm going to end up just taking the whole rear diff out because it's got to come out anyway. It's going to free up a whole bunch of space, and also there's so much weight in the rear that the front of the car is actually lifting up. So this whole thing's coming out today. So the only problem is most of these bolts are covered in rust. The only problem is I'm a little low on PB Blaster. Hopefully this thing will make it through all those bolts because there's quite a few. Okay, so now we just gotta let that sit for a while and then we'll get started. Okay, so first things first, we need to get that brake line out. And then we gotta remove the emergency brake on both sides. So I guess now I'm just gonna go ahead and try to knock this thing out.
So, the funny thing is, everything was going smooth until I got to this brake line. For whatever reason, it just wanted to be a total pain in my ass.
Well, I've been messing with this for way too long. I don't know why I was spending so much time trying to fix this. This rubber thing's screwed up anyway, so we're just gonna cut it. That is a strong line, holy crap. So I ended up cutting the brake line because I couldn't get that sucker out. Plus, I plan on replacing all the brake lines anyway. We're not keeping any of this stuff. I mean, God knows the condition of it. Ugh. Alright, so now it's time to try to wrestle these leaf spring bolts. There's only 4 of them, but we'll see how easy they come out. So let's do it.
So surprisingly, getting these bolts out was way easier than finding my tools. I spent more time running around the garage just looking for the right size sockets. I'm used to metric. This standard stuff is, throwing me for a loop.
Okay, so let me tell you, this thing has been a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. But we're on the last thing. We've got 2 bolts holding this whole thing up right now. So I'm going to try to get them out. I have a feeling it's going to try to drop forward and kind of fall out. But hopefully that's not the case. We'll see what happens when we get these bolts out. But, yeah, should be interesting. I think we're going to do it from inside the car. Oh boy. Boy, this just got a whole lot sketchier. These things are moving. Oh boy. Woo! Got the subframe connectors out. Should be free now. Oh, come on, baby. There it is. She's free. Okay. She tilted forward a little bit. She's free. All right, she's free. Now I just gotta figure out how to get it out. All right, so now I'm gonna take these wheels off because it's not gonna fit under that fender. So, unfortunately, it looks like they use the wrong lugs and I gotta use a wrench to do it. But luckily, these things are just hand tight anyway. Let's get it done. All right, we should be able to pull this thing out now. Let's lower this sucker down. There she goes. Might have a little trouble clearing the shocks. I'll just pull the shocks real quick. Ow. Whew, time to get this sucker out of here, finally. Let's lower it down. There we go. Pull that sucker straight back. Woo. There she is. Alright, so it's getting kind of late, as you can tell behind me. I'm going to go take the leaf springs off because I just can't fit it in my garage if it's set up the way it is. So I'm just going to unbolt the U-bolts, take those things apart, move it in here, and then we'll take a look at what we got.
It's always amazing to me when I look at just how much time goes by in these time lapses, that for you guys it's a matter of seconds, but for me, this was a total pain in the ass. My back is still hurting.
Okay, so now you get a better view of the actual frame rail that runs all the way up there and all the way to the back. Nice and good. Don't see any damage that's visible. It's the same thing on this side. It might be hard to see because it's really dark. So looking on this side, it's basically the same story. So overall, I'd count that as a win.
So, I was struggling a little bit with motivation today. But I'll tell you what, as soon as I got that first nut off, everything just seemed to get just a little bit better. It's kind of funny how that works.
So for now, I just kind of got this thing sitting out. I got these things over near the BMW engine. Interesting thing though, it's a JRS, so I'm assuming this is some sort of part number, so I don't know. Well, I'm looking a little bit dirty, but anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. We're making progress on the Mustang. It's taken me a little bit longer than I was expecting. I didn't think that was going to take me all day, but it certainly did, as most things do on this channel. But anyway, guys, thanks again, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one. Have a great day.